accessory ducts. So what are the accessory ducts present in male? Anyone please answer my question? What are the male accessory ducts present?
Ready testis, vas efferentia, epididymis, vas differentia.
Yes.
Ejaculatory ducts.
Later part?
Urethra.
Urethra. Very good, Nandini. Very good. Yeah. So here, what are the ducts, accessory ducts present in the female reproductive system? Two oviducts, which are otherwise called as fallopian tube, and uterus, vagina. So these three parts, cervix comes under uterus, because in previous slide we have mentioned like uterus, cervix, and vagina. So cervix, again, it is a part of uterus. Lower part of the uterus is called as cervix. Let me explain. Yeah. First, oviduct. See, this yellow part is ovaries, and this is fallopian tube or oviduct. Okay, and that is having connectivity between uterus and ovaries. And here, this fallopian tube is also having different parts, and this uterus is also having different sections. Okay, like upper part, middle part, and lower part. And again, this ovary is attached with the, and again, uterus also attached with the abdominal wall with the help of ligaments. And the lowermost part of the female genitalia is vagina. Okay, yeah. See, what is the major feature of this fallopian tube? This fallopian tube is very much important, and again, it is responsible for fertilization, because after ovulation, after the release of egg from the ovary, the egg will come and wait in the fallopian tube to meet sperm. So how many days it will be waiting for sperm? Only 2 days. Only 2 days it will wait. Okay. So what is the length of this oviduct or fallopian tube? 10 to 12 centimeter long. And what are the parts of this fallopian tube? If you take, see this part, this funnel shape part that is here. This is called as infundibulum, and this is having funnel shape. Okay, and again at the edge it is having finger-like projections like this. That is called as fimbriae. That is called as fimbriae. Okay, yeah, and again, if you take that is the widest part of the fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is called as ampulla. So this part, middle part is called as ampulla. That is the wider part of the fallopian tube, where the fertilization happens. So question definitely you will get, this part is where the fertilization, that is fusion of male and female gametes, takes place in this ampulla. And that is generally, it is called as ampullary ischemic junction. Ampullary ischemic junction. Okay, so this is the spot where the fertilization is happening. Okay, and again after fertilization, here the latest part of the, that is the last part of the fallopian tube is isthmus, which is having opening to the uterus. Okay, so from this slide you can answer so many questions, and there is a possibility of getting questions also. They'll give this diagram. Please don't confuse. Okay, here IAI, you remember like that: infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus. And infundibulum, it is having extensions of finger-like projections, which is called as fimbriae. Okay, and again isthmus, that is how the questions they will ask: which part of the fallopian tube is closer to the ovary? Tell me, which part of the fallopian tube is closer to the ovaries?
Infundibulum.
Infundibulum. And the fallopian tube is, which part of the fallopian tube is opened into the uterus?
Isthmus.
Isthmus. So in such a way questions will be asked, and what is this part of fertilization? They will ask ampullary ischemic junction, or else if you have option ampulla, you have to select ampulla. Got it? Do you have any doubt in this? Regarding fallopian tube, do you have any doubt? So here, parts is important: infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus. So this is having connectivity with the uterus, okay, and infundibulum is having connectivity with the ovary. This you have to remember, okay. So see, infundibulum, funnel-shaped opening, and again ampulla, wider part, and narrow part is isthmus. So it joins the fallopian tube with the uterus. And what type of cells are present? This you have studied in structural organization in animals also. Okay, so what type of cells are present and what is the need for the presence of this type of cells there is very much important. Again, in so many question papers, you can see the question asked from this part. Okay, so see here, this oviduct, it is lined with ciliated epithelium. So what do you mean by ciliated epithelium? Ciliated columnar epithelium will be like this. Okay, see, they are having cilia like this. So what is the role of this cilia? Can you tell what is the role of this cilia?
Movement, ma'am.
Movement of what?
Over.
Movement of ovum. Because see here, this is ovary, the egg is getting released in this part, infundibulum, and the egg should reach the fertilization zone. That is done. That is the movement of the ovum from this infundibulum region to ampulla. It is done with the help of that cilia, which is present at the, see here, cilia is present at the upper part of the columnar epithelium. Okay, see, and again, this is very much important in this dimension, that is length of the oviduct is very much important, and parts of the oviduct where the fertilization occurs, and what are the types of cells present in the lining of fallopian tube is with the ciliated epithelium. So these are the important points you have to remember regarding oviduct. Yeah. Next, let us come to the second accessory duct, that is uterus. Uterus is otherwise called as womb. This term you might have heard, but one more term is hysteria. One more term is hysteria. Okay, removal of uterus is otherwise called as hysterectomy. So hysterectomy means again a removal of uterus. So again, for the same reasons like cancerous growth or else some other complications, infections are there. If it should be removed, doctors will advise us to remove our uterus. So that is called as hysterectomy. Okay, oophorectomy is removal of ovaries and hysterectomy is removal of uterus, because this is the medical term for uterus, hysteria. Okay, and again, here it is having three different parts. And what is the shape of uterus? It is inverted pear shape actually. So like this. Okay, and again, upper part will be broader, lower part will be narrower. Okay, and again, it is having three different parts. Upper part is called as uterine fundus. This is the upper part. Okay, and again, middle body. This is called as body of the uterus, and lower part is called as cervix. This is the lower part. Okay, so uterus is made up of three different parts: upper fundus, middle body, and lower cervix. Okay, and again, it is also attached to the abdominal wall by ligaments. Okay, pelvic wall by the ligaments. And what is the connectivity? That is connectivity of uterus to the outer part of the female genitalia is done by vagina. So cervix is getting extended as vagina. Okay, so again, this cervical canal, this is called as cervical canal. So the cervical canal and vagina together form birth canal. Together form birth canal. Question will be asked. Birth canal is formed by this cervical canal and vagina. Okay, because that is during parturition, during delivery of the baby is ejected out, expelled out through this canal of cervix and vagina. So this is called as birth canal. Okay.